What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and once again I apologize for bringing you the 7th Zone video at the 11th hour, but that's honestly because Thunder Zone has me a bit perplexed. Now, we might be able to crowdsource a solution here in the comments section, so if you have any recommendations, definitely let me know. Fire Zone was stupid easy, though. Fire Zone was laughable. In fact, this team was 1,000 points shy of an S-Clear, and I'm pretty sure if I just do a tiny bit of like CP adjustment, I've got the S-Clear with this team alone. Mostly because Chigusa and Bell are worm killers. If you just want to clear this, you don't care about the S-Clear, you don't even have to have Bell +4. Notice Chigusa has no bonds in her whatsoever. Bell at +2 or even +1 should absolutely crush this event. I am using the free-to-play Aina and the free-to-play Freya for their buff and debuff of the water element. I am using the Haruhime assist on Winter Haruhime, though she would honestly be better on OG and Casino Seer on Winter. If you don't have Casino Seer, it's not a big deal. It just means you're going to go an extra turn. That's pretty much it. Casino Seer is a good asset, but there are other units you could definitely throw in here. Now, I know you guys are going to get on to me for having Artemis MLB, but I'll be honest with you, any unit that has a really good attack stat, say even this one right here, even though it's not the best, it's decent, would serve him just fine. It's just that Bell is going to be best served by a unit that gives him the most attack humanly possible. Even if you have a unit that only does 15%, but has a really high attack stat, that'd be a great replacement for Artemis. I just use Artemis every single time possibly available, just because her stat is so damn good. Now, This Hestia will increase AoE damage. I've tried it with the other units that actually do AoE damage, and it's just fine. It does basically reduce the amount of damage that I'm producing on turn 9, which once again would yield me not an S-Clear, but still would clear it very simply. So if you have the rest of the team, but you don't have her or don't have her max limit broken, you're absolutely fine. Any unit that does AoE damage, gonna crush this. Absolutely crush this. So the long and the short of it is, turn 1, you're going to do the OG Haruhime's debuff, and then you're going to basically buff Bell. You're going to use the MP restoration with Winter Haruhime. The only time you're going to do anything different with Winter Haruhime is turn 3, when you're going to basically do her big defensive buff. You're going to do that for Chigusa, Bell, and the other Haruhime, as well as herself. After that, you got no worries. Nothing's going to hurt you. Nothing is going to hurt you. You do need to do that for Chigusa, though, just to make sure Chigusa has that, because without bonds, she's kind of out in the open. Basically, then you're going to do the 33% assay gauge charge with Line. We already know that. That happens pretty much every time we do any of these events. And with a mid, you're going to do the water element debuff. Once those are done, those two units are out of the picture. Then every single turn, you're either buffing with Chigusa, or you do the first buff with Bell, and then the rest of the turns, you're going to do the main AoEs with the two of them. You are going to do a single essay with Bell, or a single essay with Haruhime in turn 4. Every other essay is just going to be with Bell. Like I said, he's going to crush it. It's going to be laughable. Just laughable. That's pretty much the event. Like, that destroys this. There's no point in me going through it. I've just explained it to you. You'll be able to, if you could even remotely make this team. Remotely. Like I said, you don't even need the MLBs. Aina and Freya are MLB, but they are also free to play, so you'll be fine acquiring them from the exchange. You have anything close to this event melts. It's hilarious. Thunder Zone is the one that perplexes me. Okay? So here's the team that I have created for this, and I cannot touch the event. It will absolutely defile every attempt. The biggest issue, and I will go ahead and say, my biggest problem with this is they brought back the double stun, or the double stun, but the double ailment. So it both seals and stuns, I believe. Is it seal and stun? Which one is it? Let's go find out, because I'm now drawing a blank on that. So I am using the 3-star Hermes. He's sleep. So yes, seal and sleep is what they use. I'm using 3-star Hermes because that's going to give everybody the sleep ailment resistance. Now, I don't have a max limit broken. This is that fun situation where I tell you guys all the time, there are still uses for 3 stars. If I had Hermes max limit broken, 100%, he would find a really nice home right here instead of Freya. I'm aware a lot of you don't have this Freya. I'm not even recommending this Freya. If you have her, you already know why to use her. But if you don't have her, that is absolutely fine. Though I did tell you guys to pull on that banner. That is absolutely fine. If you have Hermes max limit broken, he'll make a great asset right here. Biggest problem I have with this event is the fact that with only 75% sleep resistance, we do get slept a lot. It doesn't feel good. You've got 4 units attacking you from all sides, and you are going to get hit with sleep at some point in time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and buff here. 33% essay gauge charge, and I'm going to go ahead and do the buff on the defensive buff on this turn, but we'll do it again when Kino comes in. All right. Notice they're already taking us apart. So they hit hard. They basically double up on their ailments. It really is not fun. And like I said, this is a tough one for me. So I can imagine some of you out there are having a really, really, really hard time with this. And that's why I say this wouldn't be a bad idea. Notice we're going to do the magic and earth resistance debuff. Unfortunately, I don't have another magic earth unit that I can use, so I've got to use Kino. And Haruhime's asleep. The winter Haruhime's asleep. Which sucks, because that means we're not getting heals. Which, bye-bye Ryu, we didn't get a heal. Now, I wasn't anywhere near an S-clear with this team, so I'm not overly worried about her going to sleep. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... You notice that they're going to go ahead and buff everything up, and they're going to debuff, so we've got to do Dancing Snow. Because you'll see here, if they don't... No, they haven't already. They will eventually debuff us. So you need to do Dancing Snow to get rid of that debuff. Now that we have... Kino here, basically what we're going to do is we're just basically going to spam his attacks, okay? We don't need to do this one. I say her attacks. It is, I guess Kino's supposed to be genderless, but it is, she is a her. The unit is a her. Pardon my inability to speak properly. So here we go. 15% seal. We're not going to seal him. It's not going to make a difference, but it is a super earth physical attack. It's the best thing we got going for us. This is a fast mid. It is an AoE. Unfortunately, the real kind of crap situation here is the only unit that, in fact, I don't even think there is a unit that would work, that's on Earth Team that would work against them. That's what really sucks, is it's really, really, really hard. If you don't have a good unit that actually has the killer for these lizards here, put it in the comment section down below, because I honestly just don't think there is one for Earth, or if there is, I don't have the unit. I went through all my units, I couldn't find one that actually did the right amount of damage. So you're at a massive deficiency here, plus the double ailment. So basically the way you get around the ailment is you choose a unit that does the resistance to the ailment 1, and then you put the anklets for the other ailment on. That's why we're using the Sleep Hermes, and then obviously I have the Seal Anklets. Unfortunately, the 3-star that does sealing, I don't even have one bond in her. So it was really one or the other. Like, that's the Amid that does, the 3-star Amid that does sealing. Now, there's a couple other 4-stars, but I don't have those either max limit broken, so it's irrelevant. The easiest way to do it is to max limit break all of the 3-stars. And I'm going to tell you right now, if they're doing this with Thunder Zone, start preparing. As we're going to start doing a ton of summons, you want to start going after those 3-stars. And I'm going to pause the attack here for a moment to very, very much focus on this. My free-to-play players, when you start getting those 3-stars that do the ailment resistance, start max limit breaking those units. It's not a waste of time. It is a really good... It's going to help you out further on down on this. This is an extremely hard event solely because of that. Not to mention the other things that are really counting against you here. So that was the main focus of this video, honestly, is to get you to start really thinking about what to do with those units. Now, unfortunately, Kino's not going to produce much damage, but we are going to get Haruhime's SA off here, so that is going to help out a lot. Good, we survived all of that. That was a big round of ailments. So you'll notice that this Haruhime got attacked with Strength and Magic down. Doesn't matter. Kino is Strength and Magic down. That sucks. I'm going to go do Dancing Snow and get rid of all that. So that's what I mean. See, they hit you with all those debuffs. Now, the nice part is we're going to do SA with Haruhime, so we're not really totally worried about it. But before we SA with our other units, we are going to need to pay very, very close attention to that. I mean very close attention to that. This is why I say, like, this 7th zone was not a ton of fun. And part of the reason why this video is so absolutely late. Alright. So turn 4, now we're going to be producing a little bit of damage. But it's still not enough. And that's what really sucks. Even with because that's a mid-attack, because this is non-elemental super. I mean, it's elemental, but we don't have an elemental buff. We really need an earth element buff. We need someone like the swimsuit Haruhime, or who's the new one? Is it Alice, I think is the new one, that does the fire buff? We need someone like that for the earth team most desperately. Hopefully we'll get someone in the... I predicted we're going to get some earth units. We already got a couple of earth units, but we really need someone like that out of the anniversary more than anything else. Earth is pretty crazy, but I feel like Earth lacks some damage. That could just be me, could be my lack of units too. But either way, that is a unit the Earth team could definitely need. Unless you're someone who faces them often in Wargame, then you probably staunchly disagree. But either way, debuffs are gone. They did buff themselves up, but I'm going to do Snow Silver because we need to restore some MP. And you'll start to see here where the team good, but the team not good enough. And in fact, you see there, Kino almost died. They're hitting hard with that strength buff. And because I've got to sit here and fart around with, okay, their strength buff is gone now. You know, we got to pay really, really, really close attention to the debuffs and buffs on this. And like I said, it's just not easy. It is not an easy event by any stretch of the imagination. All right. Also sucks, my Earth team sucks. That is honestly me. That's 100% on me because I had the opportunity recently to do some summons. I was telling you guys to save. I saved. I don't regret that. It just means that in these next few events, Earth units are going to be a big focus of mine. All right. As well as water and, Earth and water are the two I really, really need to pay the closest attention to. All right. So, Yosuga, Sediment Impact, Target Focusing Shot, and Snow Silver. I believe, let's see, that's Earth Resistance minus 50%. What does Kino do? I don't specifically remember. Physical and Earth Resist. You know, I don't think it's worth. I'm going to go ahead and do, well, we'll do a double SA. We'll do a double SA with the two of them. I think that's going to be the best shot for producing the most damage, even though it does kind of waste the Earth resistance down. The double SA is going to produce a decent amount of damage. So if I'm honest, Kino will max out around 150k. So that will not be a lot of fun, but it is what it is. The one thing that I will say, at least they don't debuff you. Because if they did debuffing on top of all this stuff, well, I mean, they debuff your damage. If they didn't, they don't remove buffs. If they remove buffs on top of everything else, that would just be like the worst possible situation. All right, we got to get rid of those buffs. There they go. Winter Haruhime got rid of them. They'll wear out after the turn, but we did get debuffed, which means we got to wait another turn to do our SAs. You see that the debuffs popped up there? Bam. So now they got to go. So once again, we're going to do this one more time. Really, Thunder Zone has been super annoying. And the thing that really sucks the most about it, if you pay close attention to the numbers there on screen, you can see how little damage we've actually done to them. And we're halfway through the event. There's absolutely no possible way we're going to win this. The only thing I could think is maybe if I throw a unit on here that does 100% SA gauge charge, and just every other turn do an SA with Leafia, that might do the trick. But you see there, she didn't even do 250k in most of them. And that's honestly kind of the numbers I expect to see. Look at how tiny those attacks are. Are we still debuffed? We're not still debuffed. Those are just how tiny those attacks are. Ugh. It is an annoying event. I'm not misrepresenting this event. This is an annoying event. So, turn 11. They're down a little bit, but not nearly enough. I'm going to go ahead and do essays with Leafia because she does significantly more than Kino. And I feel like in the long run, we'll just get more out of that. So, here we go. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is not going to be a win. This is going to be a significant loss for this team. If it's a win, it's a bloody miracle. So if you guys can think of a good way to update this team, you know, without obviously having to throw bonds in somebody, which is really the only other option I see available to us. Let me know in the comments section. I personally just don't see... I don't see it, at least not with the teams that I've got. Alright, Strike the Magic are once again down. Dancing Snow. And we got to do that. And Winter, or the OG Haruhime, is still asleep. It's fine. Debuffs are all still in place. So it could be a lot worse. Oh, you know what? Oh, that is absolutely brutal. I didn't even notice that. We lost the 50%. I just happened to notice that. Because Haruhime's been asleep for so long, we lost the 50% earth resistance. That's part of the reason we're dying here. So, once again, a unit being asleep is pretty much a death throw for us. All right, let's make sure she's not debuffed. She is not debuffed. Okay. And earth resistance minus 50%. We've got to replicate that. So fingers crossed, Haruhime stays in for the rest of the game. But with 5 turns left, there's just simply no way. Not when they're still at 60% health. There's a possibility, a shot, perhaps, maybe, if I put a star bond in Kino, maybe if I had enough bonds to MLB Hermes or Amid or one of the two, we might be able to do this. But at this juncture, nah. This is a solid rip. A solid rip. Let me know if you guys have any ideas in the comments section. It would help a lot of people out on this event. I can't hack it with my teams. And this is a first. I've always prided myself in being able to bring you guys ways to beat these events fairly easily. And for once, there's just not much of a way. It seems pretty, not impossible, obviously. If you've got units max limit broken, congratulations. None of my Earth units are max limit broken. None of them. And my best units are single target attacks. So it is the unfortunate reality of the situation we're dealing with here. So let's go and do that. Is Earth resistance still down 50%? Yeah, Earth is down 50%. Magic's down 25%. So here we go. I realize we're still doing Dancing Snow, but I should have taken Dancing Snow off and done the MP Restoration so Kino could do more damage. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Yeah, we're on turn 18 and they have 45% health. So, no. Nope. That said, let me know if you guys think of anything in the comments section. I'm completely at a loss on this one, and that's exceptionally rare. Yeah, that's going to be the video, unfortunately. We're just going to... We've got very few places to take this. It's the first time I've been perplexed on one of these events. It is extremely hard. Now, I will say they beat hard. This team did beat hard, but it wasn't even an S clear. It was a tough one to even clear hard with this team. And if you compare it to the other team that I built, it's kind of pretty obvious how bad this event really is as far as difficulty level. So let me know what y'all thought. I hate bringing you guys videos where I fail, but the reality is this is the way it sometimes happens. I did complete my S clears on the other one, so we've got that ticket that we'll draw on the live stream tomorrow night. So if you want anything else, we've got the EXs of 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, and 1, 9 coming out here in the next 24 hours. Stay tuned for those. Those are at least successful videos. I'm at a loss, guys. And it's really sad because the water team is not much better and destroys this. Dear Right Flyer, too damn hard, guys. Too damn hard. If you made it to the end of the video through the pain and suffering, hashtag too damn hard in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one.